I just want to show you this, right? So now there's been a big push for censoring Joe Rogan, but again, the people who are lying aren't Joe Rogan. The people who are lying are the establishment news media. And I'm going to show you because remember they kept saying ivermectin is a horse paste. Well, when he got it's of course it's not. It's kind of a miracle drug, and they were even thinking it could cure cancer before COVID happened. And then COVID happened, and then they had to demonize it right away because it's cheap. Nobody can make money off ivermectin. It's a generic. And so the company that invented it, Merck, they can't make money off it because now anybody can make it. So that's why everybody is now in big pharma shitting on ivermectin because they can't make money off it. And now they're trying to find drugs that they can manipulate a little bit, take ivermectin and make it a little different and then sell it. That's what they're trying. And so then they can charge $800 a pill for it. Right now it's
Jimmy,
like 50 cents. Go ahead.
Ivermectin is also made by Big Pharma, so
no, it's not. It's actually no. Anybody can make it. That's the whole point, and they don't make money off it. So I'm just going to. So that's what. So when he got Sanjay Gupta to go on his show, Sanjay Gupta had to admit they were lying. So who's lying? Joe Rogan? No. Who's lying? Alex Jones? No. Who's lying? CNN is lying. Of course they were.
Well, Sanjay just said they shouldn't have said that. If I was going to be a lawyer, like he just said they shouldn't have said that.
Which is the exact same thing as saying they lied.
I know.
And then Tom Elliott tweeted this out. This is fantastic. Watch this.
It blows my mind that Joe Rogan just yesterday admitted to taking ivermectin.
You know why it blows her mind? Because she doesn't know anything about it. And she gets all her information about the news from the same place guys like this get their information about the news, from the establishment. That's why it blew her mind, because she didn't know she was being propagandized, nor does she know she's repeating propaganda. That's why it blew her mind. By the way, that's a very small explosion.
Professor Kasperi?
It blows my mind that Joe Rogan just yesterday admitted to taking ivermectin.
Ivermectin is something more often used to deworm horses.
CNN is saying I'm taking horse dewormer.
Rogan telling his 13 million Instagram followers that he was treated with several drugs, and he included ivermectin on the list, a drug used for livestock.
Rogan said the word ivermectin. Yes, that's the deworming medicine made to kill parasites in farm animals.
Why would they lie and say that's horse dewormer?
So things are clearly bad, but they're being made even worse by people who have refused to take the vaccine and instead are swallowing horse paste.
Wait a second.
Did she change it to
said that he
paste?
got better because he ate cattle dewormer.
They must know that that's a lie.
You have individuals like Joe Rogan, for example, who don't want to take an experimental vaccine but will take horse dewormer.
Well. If it isn't old horseworm Rogan.
Ivermectin is often used to deworm livestock.
Ivermectin apparently given to deworm animals.
It's a lie on a news network, and it's a lie that's a lie that they're conscious of. It's not a mistake.
Yeah.
They're unfavorably framing it as veterinary medicine.
Joe Rogan, he came down with COVID. He says he's been taking the livestock dewormer ivermectin.
They lied and said I was taking horse dewormer.
Ivermectin is a drug that is commonly used as a horse dewormer.
They keep saying I'm taking horse dewormer. I literally got it from a doctor.
You know, doctors say you could take it for humans. Yeah, but not for coronavirus.
He may not have gotten it from.
Oh, what? So he just admitted it's a human medicine, but you're still a moron if you say it's a human medicine. What?
Wait, but he goes, doctors say you could take it, but not for COVID. His doctor said take it for COVID. What do you mean they don't?
Yeah, it's called off-label prescribing, which is what doctors do all the time, which is why we found that a heart medicine also gave you boners.
Didn't Big Pharma come up with off-label prescribing?
Yes.
Wasn't that their fucking idea?
That's correct. Yes, our Big Pharma came up with the idea of off-label prescribing. In fact, they got in trouble for pushing it too hard. They had to pay a fine. So here we go, more to this.
The feed supply store, but it's the same compound.
When you have a horse deworming medication that's discouraged by the government, that actually causes some people in this crazed environment we're in to actually want to try it. That's the upside down world we're in with figures like Joe Rogan.
Bro, do I have to sue CNN?
He also acknowledged taking a controversial treatment designed for animals.
Does it bother you that the news network you work for out and out lied, just outright lied about me taking horse dewormer?
They shouldn't have said that.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
I know why they did that, because they're funded by Big Pharma, and ivermectin, they can't make any money off it at all. So that's why. So Big Pharma funds those people. And then, except for, and then a couple of those people were from YouTube, and they're just morons who repeat establishment propaganda. And they have no idea. Like, it wouldn't dawn on you, go, like, that moment that Cenk from the Young Turks realizes, yeah, I know it's a human medicine, but it's not there to treat COVID. So you're not outraged that everybody ubiquitously 24/7 is saying it's not a human medicine? That doesn't blow your mind? Like, why are they all lying about it? That never enters his mind. Why would they all be lying about it? And you're not upset about that lie. You're upset that doctors are prescribing a safe medicine off-label. What? That seems like someone had to pay you to be upset about that, or maybe you're just that stupid. And I'm going to think that the Young Turks are just that stupid. So, same media company that sold us chemical weapons and other lies in Syria, no surprise they echo the lies of ivermectin. Unoriginal script-reading fools. And that's by Eva Bartlett, who's been on the show and does great reporting from Syria. If someone says the sky is yellow, I think they're nuts. But when big tech tries to censor the guy for saying the sky is yellow, I start to think maybe he's onto something.
If the sky's yellow, like that Joe Rogan doctored video from
CNN. The doctored video from CNN. So there's the AP, there's everybody just lying to us, the establishment media nonstop lying to you. Pushing, that's 100% propaganda, what they were saying, with a straight face as if they're serious and, oh my God, Joe Rogan is irresponsible. Here, as they're lying to you for money and profit for Big Pharma. Do you see the nefarious fucks that we're up against?
If it wasn't, if they weren't like so bad, like, I mean, you're always talking about being a dumb comedian's garage. That's why, it's just so obviously bad. Like, you're going to do a fake debunking of this obvious thing and then bring up all this other stuff that's in any court, they would go, objection, what the hell are you talking? What does this have to do with anything, Your Honor? And they've been, especially with social media, building it up where you don't need to really have anything more than emotional proof for anything.
Yes.
So everything now is to make you like horses, dewormer. You're supposed to just get like that.
I really, if you can watch that video and then trust anything you've heard from the establishment media about COVID or the vaccines or anything, then you're a fucking on-purpose chump sucker. Because you've been lied to from the beginning of this. And as soon as I started to look into the COVID narrative coming from the government and the establishment media, as soon as I took a peek under the hood, I knew immediately we were being lied to on an amazing scale. Not a little lie, on an amazing scale. And you've been lied to and propagandized to, and they can call me anti-vax all they want. It's a bullshit term, just like when they call Bernie sexist. It's somebody's telling the truth that they don't want to hear anymore, and so that's why they call you that. And that's what's happening to me.
You know a good indicator? Because what happens is, I've seen this a million times. Like, I was telling my friend about the hospital thing, how they run it on purpose to not have
how hospitals are overcrowded by design.
So here's what he does. His face, he was like, I could see a look of it was troubling him.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, yeah, well, you got to be careful where you read information because I go, I'm looking at an article where they're bragging about it like it's great.
Yeah.
From like, I can't remember, it was Washington Post. And they're like, it helps the hospitals run more efficiently and focus on preventive care, I guess, except for COVID.
Yeah.
Rather than, of course you're going to focus on if you can't get a hospital bed. But that's like, everybody does the same thing. They go, it couldn't be that bad, but it's worse. It's actually worse every time.
It's worse than you think. The corruption that's happening to you surrounding COVID, Fauci, the government, is worse than you think. Why won't Pfizer release the data that they have on the vaccines for 75 years? Why are they fighting that? Why can't we all have a look at the data about the vaccines? Why are they doing that? No one gives a shit. Everybody else, shut up. Get rid of Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's the problem? I don't think Joe Rogan is the problem. You've been told Joe Rogan's the problem by people who are getting billions of dollars from Big Pharma. And if you believe them, you're a fucking sucker and a chump, just like the people who believe Russiagate, just like the people who believe the gas attacks in Syria, just like all that shit.
Have you, Jimmy, had somebody be like, use polio vaccine as a thing? Of
Okay,
like,
polio vaccine. Nothing like these vaccines.
Wait, but
Nothing
Jimmy,
like it. By the way, you ever remember all those times, Kurt, you hear about those breakthrough polio infections?
wait, hold on. This is the thing is crazy. I don't want people to think I'm out there doing my own research or anything crazy.
No, we're not doing that.
I got this from an NPR article from 2020, back when it was still the Trump vaccine, so it probably isn't okay to rush a vaccine, because Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all about the polio. Now, I got the polio vaccine in the 80s when it was very reliable. When it first rolled out, it gave like 40. It's called the Cutter incident. The company that was making it, their process wasn't correct. It's not that the idea of the vaccine was bad. Their process was bad, so it wasn't killing the polio virus the way you're supposed to be a dead virus.
Mm-hmm.
So all these like 40,000 kids got. It was
polio.
The birth of vaccine hesitancy. By the time I got it in the 80s, that had been all cleared up, so it was fine for me. But it was rushed right out. And there turned out to be some problems with it, believe it or not. So the people that are, polio vaccine, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. It was very similar to now, as a matter of fact.
Wow, I didn't know any of that. So I'll have to look into that. Let's look into that. We'll do a segment of what's it called?
This is not the Cutter incident.
The Cutter
Cutler
incident.
It might be Cutler and
Cutler? Okay.
I think it's Cutter though. That's the pharmaceutical company that made it. This is information that I got from. It's in the Washington Post, NPR. It's all from 2020, before Biden was elected, and suddenly we don't have to worry about pharmaceutical companies rushing products anymore because there couldn't possibly be a problem. So this is not like a thing that they debate that it didn't happen. It's very well acknowledged by mainstream news sources. Here, I'll send it to you right now. You want it?
Let me see. Is it that article that's from NPR?
Here.
The race for a polio vaccine different from the quest to prevent coronavirus?
Yes, and what they're saying is the gist of the article is, we can't be rushing this vaccine because,
well, the polio experience differed from today's COVID-19 in one important respect. By the 50s, polio was a familiar threat. It had been around. Okay, so we'll cover this. This is great.
Yeah, this is from 2020. This is an article from 2020. Now, I'm curious. I didn't have time to look and see if more, because I'm curious if when I hear the polio thing, I'm like, that's weird. The people that are saying this must have.
Mysteriously, some children developed symptoms of polio after receiving the vaccine. It turned out that the vaccine made by Cutter Laboratories was responsible. The company's manufacturing process did not fully kill the virus used to make their vaccine. As a result, hundreds of children who got the Cutter vaccine got polio, and some died. The debacle with the Cutter Laboratories shattered public trust, and the government suspended all vaccinations while it was investigated. Ultimately, the vaccines manufactured by other companies were declared safe, and people started getting vaccinated again. I got the polio vaccine in 66.
Read the last paragraph.
Oshinsky, the historian, says despite the setback, the story of the Salk vaccine is one of the great success stories of American medical research, and there is a lesson for the COVID-19 vaccine effort. We want a vaccine as quickly as possible, he says, but in the end, Cutter vaccine experience also tells you you've got to be cautious. You can't do it too quickly.
Isn't that unbelievable? Cut to, it's impossible. What are you, crazy? Or to be hesitant?
So that was, I didn't know anything about that. I didn't know that. But they fixed it. And now the polio vaccine, I got the polio vaccine. I don't have polio.
I got the nice 80s,
You got the 80s version?
PlayStation 5 version.
I think I got the first rollout. When did they have when did the polio vaccine become available? Did I get the first rollout of that? What did it become?
50s,
in the late 50s?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, it was around for a few years then by the time I got it, so it was safe. Hey, we're doing live stand-up shows in Los Angeles, February 5th, February 12th, February 18th, February 20th, we're in Philadelphia, and then February 26th back here in Los Angeles in Studio City at our 60-seat theater. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all tickets, and while you're there, become a premium member, get access to all our premium content.